4, 3, 2, 1.
Onwards, or has everyone got their ticket and ready to ride again?
Well, Random Genius is
Who's
up
ready
first.
to go?
Well,
As a quick,
seeing as we were last making Discord references, let's go for some making steam.
I'll say we'll do a quick recap. We have Random Genius on 10 points, myself on 6, Earth is on, me on 4, and Vijay's on 2. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's early days yet. Those points will rack up quick near the end.
Yep.
indeed. So, my turn, and it's a straightforward one. I'm picking up 2 yellows.
Fair enough.
And they're being replaced by a locomotive and another yellow.
So many yellows.
So you know what? Let's get on that yellow action.
It's replaced with a green and a black.
And I'm going to keep this simple and steal a locomotive.
Replaced
More
by
green.
green.
Look at that locomotion. Alright. 8. Oh, do I do a risky play? No, you know what? I take the 2 greens. Then I do the risky play.
Replaced with an orange and a white.
It's the genius.
I'm going to take 2 black carriages.
You only grab the one.
Oh.
And they're replaced with an orange and another locomotive.
Ooh.
I am going to steal both of those oranges.
Replaced with the red and the blue.
Now you
I'm
come
going
with the blue.
to go straight in with the red.
Oh, did you want the-
And flip
Do you
that one over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another locomotive.
And I will take the white.
Another
Replaced with the
blue.
2 blues. 1 blue. 2 blue.
That is replaced with a pink and a white. I'm going to take a locomotive.
That's fair. I should probably get in on this locomotive game at some point. It is replaced with a black. But instead, I'm going to play...
1 orange.
1 sec, that's my phone going off.
Oh no!
No.
Tell me on the train. You're going through a tunnel. Three oranges.
3 oranges.
Where are you traveling to and from? Oh! From Cadiz to Madrid. Madrid, yeah.
Mm.
That area down south is getting a little, cautious. Oh, Vijay.
And yeah, that is 4 points for Earth Art for those 3 carriages.
Oh, yes.
Right. I'm going to draw blind.
Run blindly.
And I'm going to draw blind again.
As long as you can find the deck.
Okay. getting very difficult to keep track of what I've got.
Yeah, the hands are getting.
that
hands-
is
Yeah.
something that I do find a bit of an issue with the actual physical game. Is that
Yeah.
the
stacks of
it
cards.
just becomes
Yeah.
ridiculous. At one point, I actually had to end up going, okay, no. Here are all of the cards of one color. Here are all the cards of another color, and had to put them face down into blocks.
Yeah.
There were just too many cards. The Steam version that you used to have actually did a fairly sensible thing by going, okay, if you've got more than X number of cards, they just say, okay, yeah, you've got sort
This
of
many of that.
this many.
Yeah.
Apologies for that.
That's not a problem.
No
My
problem.
turn, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Okay, let's. Doing a
Wow,
bit
my
of a
train
risky.
line's wonky.
Fine.
That's
Doing a bit of a gamble. I want these two. These are tunneled blues. So I put down 2 blues.
Mm.
So would someone like to draw?
Your first is a locomotive, which counts as a
Locomotive.
blue.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Wild cards count as any color, so
That's true. Oh, it's a.
can you afford to pay the tax?
I can afford to pay one.
Well,
Well,
get
it
another
is.
oh,
Ooh.
can
I
you afford to
cannot
pay that
afford
tax?
to pay that one. No, oh, damn it!
Oh no.
So
Like
unfortunately,
waiting for all the blues, and then they just suddenly appear all at once.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Shadow Fox.
sorry.
All right.
That is bad luck.
That is rotten luck. That is.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn. I'm going to pick up the black carriage. Place with the yellow. And yeah, I'm going to take the yellow. That's
Oh,
place for the
okay.
locomotive.
Mm.
You know what? I really should get a locomotive,
Yeah.
just in case.
They're
And
nice.
that is replaced with
Another
blue.
blue. Do you hear all the blues?
Mm.
Now look, I did shuffle that deck before we started.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. Vija.
I'm debating in my head what I want to do. I'm going to take the locomotive for now.
A yellow.
Which I'll take.
That's placed with the locomotive.
Which I can't take.
Nope.
They're
Uh,
lovey.
In that case. I'm
You
thinking
don't
white.
want the blues?
No, not at this point.
Mm.
Another locomotive.
Another locomotive. I'm grabbing one of those locomotives actually.
Yeah.
That's fair. And that is replaced by
Another
Another
locomotive.
locomotive.
Should have drawn from the deck really.
Maybe. And I'm gonna do just that. Okay, that's half of what I wanted.
You could probably going by where people are placing their cards. You could probably guess how much they have of
Yeah.
a certain color.
That's very metagaming. I will also double draw.
I mean, that is part of the game. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay. That was
You might risk it.
useful.
I will take one of those locomotives just because.
Place for the red. going to take that locomotive as well.
You are very locomotive heavy,
Yes,
which could be a good thing.
that's replaced with a pink.
A lot of pink on the
Purple.
board.
Yes, there's 3 currently on deck, along with the red and the blue.
1, 2,
2,
3
3
greens,
greens, and you're
and a
gonna go-
wild.
Oh, so
Mm.
So
you
I'm
go,
going from Pamplona. So I've now gone from Cadiz to Madrid to Pamplona to Paris.
We
I-
apologise in
I-
advance to anyone who has got a degree in geography.
yes.
Yes, I am very much a yeah. Very much
Very much a yeah.
Yeah, I don't do English. I am very much terrible with naming.
That's 4, isn't it?
That is 4
So
trains.
that's
Yeah.
7 points.
Oh yes, I forgot about points.
Yeah, no, I points it here as well.
Oh. I'm going to play again now.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2. I've got to put down 3 red. It's for a tunnel route
No,
between Sochi and
down there in the southeast.
Elysium.
Yeah.
Let's see. Risk it 1.
Got
Okay.
an
Orange, that's fine.
Orange, safe.
A white.
White, safe.
White, safe.
And
yellow,
Yellow,
safe.
So that's a straight run. Excellent.
Damn it.
That's 4
It's
points for
actually a
you.
route I need.
Mm.
So I'm now going to have to go a longer route round,
Hmm.
which I'm just going to say now is probably going to be one of the ones with the locomotives on.
There. Well,
Yeah.
right.
I will admit I wasn't originally planning this route, but it worked out with the cards. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fine.
Trying again. 2 yellows. This time I'm going to go from Munich to Zurich.
Okay.
It's a different tunnel route.
Different tunnel routes.
An orange, a
Orange is
fine,
safe. Pink is
fine,
safe.
locomotive.
Locomotive.
Yellow, there we go. That's fine.
There we go.
Success.
Success.
Okay.
You get 2 points.
Get 2 points. And a train route.
Yay. Right.
We good for another round?
Oh,
Sherlock?
plenty of rounds.
Yeah.
Excellent. In which case, I'm going to play 1, 2, 3,
3
4
black,
black
4
carriages to go from Paris to Marseille.
black. Oh,
Interesting.
And that nets me 7
Well,
points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to stick 2 reds down to go from Paris
Paris.
to Brussels.
Yay.
For
That's
bonus
10
2
points.
points.
You were on 15, weren't you?
I was on 15, yeah.
All right. And I'm going to put down 2 blues
Oh, yeah.
to travel between Sochi and Rostov.
It's like starting to see some people's route.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm slightly concerned.
Right. When I've completed a ticket, do I put it down?
Yes.
Right. But not face up.
No, you put it face up because then you get the points for it.
All right. Let's make sure that. Okay.
Are you putting down, or is it?
No, I'm not.
No. Okay.
I
Okay.
was just cross-checking.
No,
Nope,
fair.
fair enough.
In that case, then I'm putting down a couple of greens for another tunnel between Zurich and Venezuela. So
What have we got
Green.
then?
blue,
blue.
fine. Blue, that's
Blue.
fine.
Blue.
And
Yellow,
yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah.
That's
Tunnel
another
had
2
no problems
points.
with it.
Nice.
2 points.
Right. Yellow carriage. Yellow carriage. Yellow carriage. Locomotive.
Oh,
Marseille to Rome.
Ooh.
And it's a tunnel.
Oh, so you're gonna have
Yeah.
to see what else comes out.
White.
You
You
good?
safe.
Safe.
Rainbow.
Locomotive, you're not.
Oh.
Another locomotive.
Ooh,
I play another locomotive.
Expensive.
and
And a
red,
red.
you're fine.
I'm fine.
Hey.
Heavy cost, but
Heavy
Yeah.
cost, but
Playing-
it is a 4-train route.
this is true. So that gets you another 7 points.
Yes.
You green, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mine is not anywhere near as complicated. 1 black between
Yeah.
Brussels and Amsterdam.
Very simple.
Very simple, very quick. Beat you.
Let's see. Hmm. I'm going to take 2 pink.
Okay, Luke.
Plays with the blue. And
Yep.
final card in the deck, a red.
So
Oh.
when the card decks run out, we just shuffle the discard pile.
And everything
That's
goes
fine.
back in.
Yep. Shadow Fox.
Just planning.
Plotting, scheming,
Plotting
planning.
and scheming, yeah.
Schemings.
And I'm scheming to take these 2 blues.
That's fair.
Two
Red
places a red and a black.
and a black. I'm going to take those 2 reds.
You can't take all 3 of them.
Sadly not. And replaced by a black and an
No.
orange. I'm gonna take 1 black.
Replace with the blue.
Oh, I'm taking the blue.
Replace with the yellow.
I'm going to take the pink. And it's replaced with a white.
white.
I will take that white.
Nice.
Replace with the blue.
Got a nice
So,
variety of colours on the board
yeah.
now.
Hmm.
And say the grey squares are any colour you could put down.
Or any colour, yes.
Yes.
Cool. Blue and blue from Venezuela to Zagreb.
Yep, that's fair.
You're yellow, aren't you?
I am yellow. Yep.
Yes.
Ah, you knocked my train. You derailed it by flying cards.
Flying cards, no.
Flying cards.
And if I complete a route, I place it face up, right?
Yep. And we score you those points.
Paris is a grab.
And that is
points.
7 points.
7 points.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Up to 19.
Woohoo.
Imagine other people are going to be quite close to finishing their routes as well. So
Oh, nowhere near.
no, no,
Nope.
I've
I
got a
think-
ways.
you're doing your long ass routes.
Problem is, all of my routes are just complex.
Yeah, same.
Keep going.
Yeah, we can go once more.
Once more.
Yeah.
Let's see. How am I going to get this to work? I'm just going to draw 2 blind.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm taking this yellow. And then drawing blind. Bija.
Sorry, I'm calculating and tabulating. Okay. So I'm going to play 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
4 pinks
pink.
to travel directly between Krakow and Moscow.
Yeah.
7 points for you.
Thank you.
And
God damn it, Bija.
And you know what? I will place down 3 greens to go from Berlin to Vine.
Have I made your life so much more difficult? Earth.
You've actually just blocked me from one of my tickets now.
Oh,
Oh,
There is
shoot.
no way for me to complete one of my tickets anymore.
So I basically lost you point.
Not many. Thankfully, it's my smallest ticket, but yeah.
Hmm.
There is a way for me to do it, but it's
4.
going to cost me so much.
Yeah.
But yes, that's another round
That's a
down.
round.
We are We'll do a score roundup afterwards, but who would like to go next?
Do you want me to go next?
Go for it.
Sure.
Go round the table, might as well.
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, in terms of stuff that I've been busy sort of playing and watching, so there's been a few things actually. In terms of stuff I've been watching, I actually finally got round to seeing a movie that I had my eye on for quite a while and just hasn't been available for viewing over in the UK. And that is a very serious documentary, a very serious biographical documentary about the very serious artist known only as Alfred Yankovic.
Ah,
Yes,
Super
finally they
serious.
have released Weird, the Al Yankovic story, on international platforms because it was kind of locked on Roku in America for a time because they were the ones that helped fund it. So, in case you don't know what it is a biographical musical film about Weird Al Yankovic. And it does detail all of the very important parts of his life, such as, for example, that he did buy his first accordion from a traveling salesman, and that he did record his first song in a public toilet, a public bathroom, whatever. So, yeah, it's a very serious film, and it's very serious, especially when it gets to the very serious part of his tortured love affair with Madonna. For the reference, that didn't happen in real life. The entire film is a send-up of all of these kind of of these sort of high class, glossy, Oscar bait biographical musical stuff like Bohemian Rhapsody, like Rocket Man, those kind of things.
Well, are any of the stories in it based on rumors?
So, the first two things I said, the fact they got the accordion from travel salesman and he records in the public bathroom, those two are legitimate facts from his past.
Okay.
So that in between all of the ridiculous things, like anything with Madonna, like the fact that chronologically Eat It was released first before Beat It, and other such things in the film, which I will not spoil because it is, if you are a fan of Weird Al, it's best coming into some of those things without that knowledge.
But it leaves you with a suspense. It leaves you wondering, like, what actually is true.
What actually is true. It's a case of, what's true, what's just been embellished for the film, what's an outright lie. So yeah, it was, as a huge fan of Weird Al, it was a joy to watch. Is the best film? No. Is it going to be top films of the year? No. Did I have fun watching it? Yes.
And that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, I see.
And Daniel Radcliffe is a tour de force as Al. And he nails the whole sort of, I'm a proper actor and I am doing this role to try and become bring a sort of a proper story to this character whilst wearing a Hawaii shirt and playing an accordion. True story, he did actually learn to play the accordion for the film.
Oh, nice. Daniel Radcliffe is one of those actors where it's like he started pretty much in Harry Potter. That's where he got his thing, and then since then we've seen him have guns nailed to his hands and be Weird Al, and it's like, you know what? Props to him.
Yeah.
Doing pretty much anything and everything.
So, yeah, if you're a fan of Weird Al, I highly advise to go and seek it out where you can. It's currently on Amazon Prime in the UK. Internationally,
check your local source.
Check your local sources. I was going to say check your local listings, but I don't think they quite work in this day and age. along with that, I've actually got around to watching a new television series.
Oh, yeah.
So, you sort of people in the UK may know of Channel 4 and their streaming service All 4, and they have a whole bunch of series from Adult Swim on there. So, if you want, you can go and watch stuff like your Rick and Morty's or your Smiling. Is it Smiling People or
Smiling Friends? That's the one.
Smiling Friends. And and they've just released onto I say just released. It may have been around for a while, but I've only just noticed it. A new Adult Swim cartoon based on the exploits of the DC hero Superman. Yes, there is an Adult Swim cartoon based on Superman.
This is the My Adventures with Superman, isn't it?
Yes. My Adventures with Superman.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
It
I
was
have-
such a weird thing because it's a case of Superman, Adult Swim. Okay, weird. Let's have a look at this. Oh, there's no warnings on this for foul language or other suggestive humor or not.
No,
This is an Adult Swim cartoon, right?
yeah. So yeah, usually with Adult Swim, there's some kind of, I would say, a gross hook in a lot of their shows. Usually, it's either a lot of swearing or a lot of gore or something.
Something to hook people in because they can't possibly show this in animation. God.
Or if in the case of what was it? The food one. What's it called?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's it. In that case, just by how cheap it was made.
Hold on.
Don't think I ever actually watched that, to be fair.
I only know the memes from it. Which is
It's a fun one.
Dr. Weird from Aqua
Yeah.
Teen Hunger Force. So
All the cold opens, yeah.
but yes, no. My Adventure with Superman. It's a really good adaptation of the Superman mythos, and it's really wholesome. It's really good fun, and there's nothing. Seriously, there is nothing to sort of there's nothing like they've done it like a Zack Snyder film, or they've done it like a Marvel film with sort of asides and quips, or sort of moody, serious. No, it is literally just Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen as a trio doing stuff either as Superman or as reporters for the Daily Planet, and it is just that. It reminds me a lot of the Christopher Reeve film, that kind of wholesomeness, that kind of sort of feeling of it, and it's just a case of you need this breath of fresh air from time to time.
You can't have a dark serious every other year. You need something light and refreshing to cleanse the palate.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try. But...
You can try, but I mean, I've seen clips and I've read a fair amount. It has been described as a magical girl anime, quite literally, and that is
there is literally, and I am not kidding here. There is literally a magical girl transformation for Superman.
yes,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you got to come out of the phone booth at some point, right?
exactly. You got
but
Tomboy Lois, Eden.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
hitting a lot of the right boxes for the online demographic right now.
Yes, it is. It is. But yeah, it's. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, and it just works really well. It reminds me of a lot of the older stuff, like the original Superman film. I think it was New Adventures Superman TV series.
The TV show. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And it's just nice and refreshing to have something that's quite sort of just positive and life affirming. Before at the end of the year, at the end of the month, we go into the anarchic, self-referential hexscape that is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is one that I am looking forward to seeing, because
Hmm.
how are they going to do this? I have no idea, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
That looks like a movie where they've just decided to say, screw it, we're just going to do whatever we fancy with this.
Yeah.
And also, because there's the new Batman coming out on Amazon at the beginning of next month as well.
Yes. Yeah, that
I
actually
saw a
caught my
trailer
interest
for
as well.
that, and that looks interesting.
It does, yeah.
Very much
again-
animated series vibe, but a much more set in the sort of as like a 20s, 30s aesthetic.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
swear, animation superheroes, they're killing it. They're killing it
Yeah.
right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. One thing I didn't realize until I read up on My Adventures of Superman, same animation studio that did Adventures of Korra.
I see that.
Okay.
I can see it.
If you like the art style from Korra, it's pretty much
Mm.
that, but instead of the Avatar, you've got Superman.
One day I'll get around to watching something.
Hmm.
So I think second series has just concluded in America, so I think they'll start showing that on the All 4 service. So that'll be something to look forward to. But yeah, well worth a recommend. So that's the main things from watching stuff. In terms of games, that I've actually played quite a wide variety. There's one big one that I'll get to a bit later on, but I do want to shout out a couple of other smaller things that I have played. First of all, you guys obviously know about the world famous Zelda games and the
Yes.
world famous games that became famous throughout the entire world in about the mid to late noughties due to YouTube and people slicing together clips of a certain character from a certain Zelda game.
Yes, Wand of Gamelon or something.
Yeah. My boy!
My boy. Bombs,
So,
rope,
yes.
lamp oil.
I am talking about the Zelda CDI games, Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil. Now, for reference sake, I haven't played them. I'm just using them as a touch point for what I did play. So, the Zelda CDI games are easy as anything. The gameplay is, from what I've seen of Let's Plays and HTTQ runs and such, janky as heck. But everyone knows the cutscenes, the sort of the ridiculous animation cutscenes that are never the same. They zoom in and out and everything else. And someone's thought, you know what? I want to see if there's an actual game in these rather than just the meme material. So they went away and created the remastered editions of Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon. and they use that in order to set up their own studio. And this is the game I've actually been playing, which is their first release, Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, which is basically what happens if you make a CDI game, CDI Zelda game in modern day era, but good.
Impossible, they said.
It plays very much with a very particular crowd of people. So those who are fans of standard platformers and those who just want to revel in the cheesiness of CDI Zelda.
The absurdity is always welcome.
The absurdity, yeah. And basically, it is a case of, do you want to actually play a good game with all of these wacky cutscenes? Well, then this game's for you. It's not going to be for everyone's taste. It has a fairly specific game style that if you're not used to, it can be hard to control and play. And I managed to beat the game 100% in about 5 hours, so it's not a long game, but I thought it's worth shouting out because it's quite a fun game. Soundtrack's really good, and yeah, if you enjoy your weird cult games, this is definitely going to be in there in a few years' time. Another game I want to shout out is one that I already mentioned to Earthheart in passing, and that is the Souls-like game, or should I say sort of crab-like game, which is another Crab's Treasure. It's basically a case of you're a cute little hermit crab. You're going around exploring the ocean. Also, we're using Dark Souls mechanics, which is a choice. But yeah, basically, instead of the dark, oppressing world of despair and nihilism that you have in your Dark Souls and your Bloodborne and such, you're a cute character in a wonderful open world ocean full of bright, colourful things. And it's a whole world of nihilism and despair. Yeah, it presents itself as a cutesy sort of mascot-esque platformer adventure game. But it touches on some quite serious things. Case in point, the currency in the game are microplastics.
Oh, of course.
And you go around exploring all sorts of stuff that gets like trash islands and all sorts of rubbish and gloop and such. And yeah. Did you know that we're destroying the oceans at the minute?
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Seriously, it is a really well written story. The character's really good, and it does have that kind of that extra oomph needed. So I would say if you're a fan of Souls games, give it a go. It's probably going to be too easy for you, because it does lean on the easier side. They have marketed it as a Souls-like for beginners, which is why I've tried it out, because I've not played a Souls-like game before. And basically, they have a whole. If you're finding it too hard, they have a bunch of accessibility options. So you can switch off the option to lose all your microplastics when you die. You can teleport instantly to your hub base or whatever. And there is the option that, I tell you no lie, this is what it is in the options. Give the main character a gun.
Just straight up.
Straight up, your cute little crab will start having a gun as its shell, and it will one-shot kill any enemy in the game, including bosses.
Fun. I did see, the only clip I've seen of it is there was like someone was running by and an achievement popped up saying, like, oblivious, just completely ignore the best shell in the game. And the guy turns around and goes, wait, what? Where? What? And then like another achievement thing pops up and says, haha, so gullible.
So, yeah, I'd say if you like your Souls-like games, give it a go. It's on Game Pass at the minute. So, yeah. But the main thing that I have been playing, and also that Earthheart has been playing, has been Final Fantasy XIV. The latest expansion has just released, which is Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
So, to catch you up on the story, you are the Warrior of Light. You've gone around doing Warrior of Light things with your Warrior of Light friends and doing all sorts of Warrior of Light victories. And now you're on your summer holiday.
Well, essentially, the expansion before this, you saved the universe. So, you know.
It's your downtime.
You kind of need a bit of downtime. So, you've been recruited by a native of the, I believe it's the Tural region?
Yes, Tyrell.
Tural. To be her retainers as she competes for a grand adventure in her home continent to try and race to become the person that inherits the throne of this continent.
Yeah, so she's trying to become the Dawn Servant, which currently her adoptive father reigns as.
So basically, you are now shipped off to this new area, which is very heavily influenced by Latin and South America. And basically, it is your adventures in this new world, and that's pretty much what this expansion is.
Yeah,
You
you're
have-
following a character called Wuklamat.
Uklamat, who has turned all sorts of heads because she is the first in-game recorded character of a female Hrothgar, which, for those who are not in the Final Fantasy realm, basically an anthropomorphic cat girl.
Yay.
And if you only played Final Fantasy X, think Ronso without the horns.
So yes, there's the new class, or new race, I should say, which is the female Hrothgar, of which at least 3 people that we play with have switched to that race.
Yep.
Damn, if I play again, I'm gonna need that because that's that'll be Catherine to a T.
Yeah, you should. There's actually a mission that you can do early on in the game where they give you a free item that lets you do that, rather than you having to pay to do it. So, although part of it was because of the graphical update, they were kind of like, yeah, we'll let you change your character because the graphical update may change what they look like.
Yes. So basically, I've been going through that since it released in beginning of this month, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I've currently cleared the first of the what would we call them, trials?
Trials, yeah, which is basically 8-man boss battles.
Pretty much. So I've just cleared the first one of those. I'm not going to spoil anything here, but if you know, you know. And yeah, it's just continuing on, and I am really enjoying it. I think it's what the game needed. It may not be what people wanted, but I think it's what the game needed. Endwalker was very serious and very dramatic, with it whole being that you are building up to saving the universe. And it's a case of, well, you can't get much more of an escalation than that. So you do need a drop down. You do need that bit of a reset and a bit of a de-escalation such. And this fits rather well. It's not. I mean, to be fair, I've not gotten to the end bit of it. So
you're about a third of the way through.
about the third way through, and it feels like it's been a nice change to stuff. It's not been the big things that we've been dealing with, such as going through stopping ancient evils and going around and zipping through different
What
worlds and
ancient
such.
evil you've killed so far?
Um,
Your first trial is essentially an ancient evil.
but yeah, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's been a nice change to what the last couple of expansions have been, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things develop from here.
It's been an interesting one. So I have reached the end of the story so far. Next Tuesday we'll have more content to go on, because they'll open up the next raid tier. But I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for Random Genius. I will say this one's been very divisive. And I will say one of the big things is because certainly, and I think you've kind of seen this. The story is very focused on this journey with Wuk-Lamat, whereas every other installment has been very much focused on you being the main character because you're the warrior of light, you're the hero of this realm. So some people haven't taken to that kind of change in focus quite as nicely. There have been other reasons they've not liked Wuk-Lamat, but that's some of it's stupid, and some of it is I can understand you just don't like the character. Personally, I'm not as hot on this expansion, but I will say that definitely everything's still been fun. I've still enjoyed it. I'm just not as big a fan of the story, but that's a personal preference from my end.
Yeah.
There's also the 2 new job classes, which I don't know if you've had a chance to play any of them yet.
I've unlocked them. I've not yet played as them, so I've not actually tried their mechanics yet.
Yeah, Pictomancer is definitely the one I prefer. It's not particularly complicated, but it's fun. And what Pictomancer is a magic class where you use paint to paint your attacks. So, like your first 3 attacks, I think, are fire in red, arrow in green, and water in blue. I think
It's not like where you have to draw them. The rest of your party has to guess what it is before you can cast it. Is
no.
it?
So
It's not Pictionary, no.
no. So the way it kind of works is you can set up certain special attacks in advance. So you can paint. So the first ones are you paint a pom-pom, you paint a hammer, and you can paint a starry night sky. And what you can do is in the middle of a battle, you can unleash them. So the pom-poms just unleash a big area of attack of a load of balls falling on an area of enemies. The hammer lets you temporarily use a melee weapon, which is a giant hammer made of paint. Which is good because because it's a melee attack, it doesn't have any charge time, whereas spells take time to cast. And then the Starry Night Sky lets you buff everyone around you. So they're quite nice because you can set them up beforehand, and then in the middle of battle, while they do take time to cast, you can cast them in your downtime and stuff. But I've enjoyed that class so far. The other new one is Viper, which is like twin swords that then combine into a single Darth Maul style double-bladed weapon. That one is a bit more complex, and I'm finding that one a bit more difficult to get to grips with. But it's also currently not working properly, it turns out, because it's underpowered for what it should be. So something has gone wrong. So, and yeah,
I blame Xenos.
You blame Xenos for everything. But yeah, it's definitely been a good expansion, and while I'm not a massive fan of the story. Both myself and the Random Genius had differing opinions on the last 2 expansions.
Yeah.
I much preferred Shadowbringers, and you much preferred Endwalker, I think.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that Shadowwalkers didn't. Not Shadowwalkers.
Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringers didn't quite click until certain parts of the story. So certain parts involving the area of Yulmore and anything to do with Emmett Selk. The story sung and everything worked perfectly. Everything else just didn't work with me. I don't know why. It just didn't click.
And I think that's fine. Different people enjoy different things.
That's why I completely understand why Dawn Trail is so diverse.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more obvious why this one's divisive.
It is. It is.
Even in our own FC, I will tell you, 2 people out of our normal, the other 3 of our parties, 2 people dislike this one, and 1 person likes it. Because the rest of us have already finished. So,
Yeah.
All I will say is that the 2 bonus dungeons at the end, one of them is enjoyable, quite nice. The other one, the first boss, is an absolute arse. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be continuing on with 14, and we'll give you an update as and when. Aside from that, only other thing to report is Persona 3 Reload completed, beaten. surprisingly easy. And this is me playing it on the hard difficulty. I still highly recommend it. I still say if you want to try a Persona game, try 5 Royal first, then 3 Reload. So 3 Reload's a really fun game, but as I said, on the hard difficulty, I only died about 5 times in the entire game. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I am a huge fan of the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games, so I kind of have that knowledge.
You got another remake coming out later this year?
On
the Shin Megami Tensei side, at least.
They re-released Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. That was a couple of weeks ago, actually.
But you've not got around to it yet.
I have the game, I just haven't got around to playing it yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
14's giving my attention for the minute, and then we'll dip into SMT 5e.
14 might take a while.
It will, but
as long as you're enjoying it.
Very much so.
At some point, we'll drag Shadow Fox back in. Now is not the right time because you're not going to be able to log in on a free account.
No. And I've got plenty of other things. I've got like Destiny and Zen Zero at the moment as well, which I haven't talked about because.
Well, you might get to talk about it in my section then.
Oh, okay. I was holding off because I ran out of time, and I was thinking, I'll play it a bit more to get some more.
To be fair, I've only played it this morning, and that's it. So you might be able to add stuff to mine.
Fair enough, then we'll do that.
Anyway, sorry, Random Genius.
Yes.
And so that is pretty much everything I want to report. I could go on and talk about a bunch of other things as well, but I think I've waffled on enough. So